Join us each week for some booze-free banter about life without booze.
If you're entertaining the idea of cutting back your booze by a day, a week, a month, or for the rest of your life, we would love for you to tune in.
Buckle up and come along for a ride that may just change your life.
Please note that some of the conversations we have may be triggering. Please reach out to your local support service in Australia. That's Lifeline 131114. Hey, Maso.
Hey, Breeza.
Did you know that Altina non-alc wine does not contain any added sugar?
What? I know this. How good's that? No shugs.
Good. So drinking without moderation just gets better and better. And it sure does with Altina, hey?
It really does. I love, love, love.
And I'm loving your nice display in the background there. I know our listeners can't see it, but it's looking so pretty with all their new branding.
Oh, it's so divine. Have a look. Have a look at
new branding. You'll actually hear about their new branding in some upcoming episodes. It's absolutely stunning.
So good.
Thank you, Altina.
Thank you. We love you guys.
Maso.
Breeza. I had you low. I was on.
You had real low.
I was hot.
Hello, can you go?
Got it any lower?
Now, before we introduce our guest speaker, who I'm just absolutely on the biggest high from, I need to talk about Bendigo's first non-alcoholic drinks tasting event.
Breeza. Oh, my God. Losing my mind.
I'm literally losing my mind. It's happening in 10 days' time. So Thursday, the 7th of April, it's at the Lakeview Hotel. And at the time of this recording, we're only recording this 3 days prior to when you're hearing it, in your ear holes. There is 20 tickets available. Now, let me just talk you through the evening. Because when I put this event together, I was like, oh, you'll get these guys to come, these guys to come. And they all said yes. I'm like, oh, my God.
Wasn't expecting that.
Oh, my God, it's actually happening. Because people are flying from interstate. So we have got Anthony Hammond, who we've had on the podcast. So Anthony, for our listeners, Anthony is a publican of 2 wildly successful pubs in Melbourne. He is all over non-alcoholic drinks. He's huge in this space. And he's coming back up to Bendigo, where he was born and bred, and he's going to be talking about non-alc drinks, which I'm so excited because he's just such a wealth of knowledge in this space, isn't he, Maso?
He really is. We had him on the pod in episode
7?
Yep.
Ish.
Yeah, 7-ish. I'll tell you actually. 8. So you can have a listen. Yeah, he's so articulate, the way that he speaks. You just hang off every word. So he's a real pro in his field. Can't wait.
So he's going to open the evening, so I cannot wait for that. And then we're going to be hearing from Johnny from Heaps Normal. So Heaps Normal non-alcoholic beers, which are up there with some of my favourite non-alc beers. Then the audience will be sampling Heaps Normal. So they're quite XBA and they are just, I think it's called Another Lager. So both great drops. And then we're going to be hearing from co-founder of Yes You Can Drinks, Tyler Martin. So Tyler's flying down from Sydney, amazing, and he's also bringing along with him,
rent a crowd.
Yeah, he's got Larissa, his Melbourne rep. She's coming up for the evening. So we're going to be hearing from Tyler, and we're going to be hearing about the story of Yes You Can Drinks. And then the audience is going to be sampling their 3 drinks, so their G&T, their Dark and Stormy, and their Spritz. Amazing.
Some of my faves. Oh, my God.
Yeah, I know you're a massive fan of
Massive
Yes
fan.
So.
Yep.
And then we're actually going to be meeting the Smug Girls IRL.
Oh, my God.
So Joe is coming down from the sunny coast and Loz is coming from Sydney, which is absolutely incredible. And they're going to be telling us about their story, about the story behind Smug. And then the audience will be sampling Smug AF margaritas and Smug AF mojitos.
Unreal.
You also get light refreshments throughout the evening, and the tickets are only $30.
Cheapest tips. Mate, you can get one cocktail for $30.
Yeah,
this is
so true.
This is amazing. Congratulations, Breeza, on making this happen. It's extraordinary. Thank you, because you're giving people options and just putting it out there to the world and normalising alcohol-free drinks and just I'm just in full praise of what you've created here at Madewell Come Together. So kudos
and I know you're going to be there. And
I'm there.
So you've been plugging it too massively. So I do appreciate all the work you've been doing as well.
Oh,
And hopefully it's a sellout. I feel like it will be a sellout, but right now there is 20 tickets available. To get your tickets, there's a couple of ways you can go about it. You can go to the Lakeview Hotel Bendigo's Facebook page, go to their events tab, and you'll see the event there on the 7th of April. Click on that and find the tickets there. Or you can go to Eventbrite and just Google, don't Google. Once you're on Eventbrite, just look up non-alcoholic drinks tasting Bendigo. Or there's a third option. You can actually go to my Instagram, iFlauntAF Drinks, and click the link in my bio, and you'll also get your tickets there.
Yes, or you'll find it on Boost Free Bants as well. There's a little tile on there that will direct you over to the to your link tree too.
Yes.
Easy. Yes. Well done, Breeza. Cannot wait for this.
Cannot wait. It's going to be such a great evening. I've seen some of the guests who have bought tickets. I'm like, it's going to be a good crew.
Yes. You bring them all together. You are the glue. Bringing everyone together. Well done, Breeza.
Thanks, mate. So, let's talk about who we've just been bantering on with. Who did we just have on?
We had Sir Don. Is Donny's good? Donald Maxwell Walker. We had Donny Walker on.
We had Donny Walker. Now, how do you know Donny Maso?
Yeah, so Donny, I think Donny actually came when I used to be at one of the clubs in Bendigo. I remember he came in one day to do some tiling, probably patch up one of the broken toilets, like the tiles in the broken toilets once, because he always reminds me of that story. And then we ended up in the UK together. He was part of my UK menace time, but we had a really good time. Yeah, we worked together a couple of times, lived and worked together during that period, and had lots of knees ups. We actually, in fact, we had a flight back to the UK once, and we'd had a massive night at Bimbo's Deluxe. It's a club in like Brunswick, a bit of a farewell party for us to head back to the UK. And rolling into the airport, I think I might have had my head out the car window, vomiting on the way to the airport. And then when we got to the airport, we rock up to the front desk and we said, "How's about an upgrade for the newlyweds?" And carried on like we were newlyweds. And they kind of just sort of palmed us off. And then when we got up to the actual boarding gate, we actually got a call over the PA, you know, Miss Claire Mason and Mr. Donny Walker, you know, make yourself known to the gate. And we thought we were going to get booted off because we were just a mess, like just absolute maggots. We got a freaking upgrade. We got an upgrade, business class from Melbourne to Japan, and we just could not believe it. Like, you know, so they're rocking around at, 7 o'clock in the morning with their, orange juice, coffee, champagne, like straight back on it again. So we got upgraded. It was amazing. And then we got to Japan and had a layover there, and I think Donny ordered spaghetti, I think, in Japan. Yeah.
Random.
So, yeah, it was a good time. We've had a lot of good times, Donny and I. Run amok.
He's a good times guy, isn't he?
Yeah. How do you know Donny Freezer?
So, going way, 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 way back, I reckon I would have been in year 12 and he was dating my good friend's sister.
Oh.
At the time, yeah. So, yeah, I reckon I was in maybe even in year 11, and that's also when I started playing netball for Eagle Hawk Footy Netball Club. Yeah. And Donny was a big part. He was a big spectator back then.
Yeah.
A lot of his mates played for the borough. So, Donny would always be there on the hill with a can in his hand. Yeah, and he was just always, Mr. Fun Time, Donny. And obviously then, over in London as well. I've got some blurry memories, but some good memories of being over in London with Donny. But he's just got such a wide network because he's such a people person, isn't he, Maso?
Yeah. He's got a massive, massive group of friends. Everyone loves Donny.
Everyone loves Donny. And this chat that we have with him, Maso, I was just floored at some of the stuff that I didn't know about Donny and he's brought to the surface. And wowee.
Yeah, massive wowee. Massive wowee. And there's a little extra bonus little cameo from you'll have to listen out for that at the end too, but it's an amazing chat and we just so appreciate Donny coming on. And just for backstory for our listeners, Damien Locke, who we had on a couple of episodes ago, Donny and Damien, D1 and D2, so they're best mates as well. So it's pretty special to have both those boys on and this chat, it will be so helpful for so many and we just so appreciate everyone's time on this,
That's opened up a just another conversation, hasn't it, Maso?
Normalising, giving people options. That's what we're all about. Here we go, Don.
Let's chat. Let's get amongst it.
Yes, here he is, Donny Walker.
The biggest, warmest welcome to our mate, the man, the myth, the legend, Sir Donald Walker. Welcome, Donny.
Thank you, girls. Oh, that was nice you put Sir in front of it. That's good. How are you? All good?
We're good.
Welcome to the poddy, Sir Don.
Can I just say, Donny, the lead up to this, to getting on the podcast, has been similar to Tinder dating experiences. You've you had us hanging, and then you ghosted us. And then he gave us a little bit more, then he ghosted us again. So
I did.
You talked about it. You talked about us to other people.
I had, and then I was like, okay, and then well, D1 come on, so I thought D2 better come and have a look too.
Perfect combo.
It'll be worth the wait.
Yeah, thanks, Donny. Thank you so much. Oh, wrapped to have you here, mate. So you've heard the poddy before. We're going to start with a shame story. So hit us. Is that Bateo in the background? Little Bateo cameo.
Yeah, that's Popper coming out. Come over.
Hey, Bateo.
Hello, Bateo.
Hi, Bateo.
How yeah, I just kind of got me comfy, so I'm looking amazing.
Yeah, perfect for the poddy. Kick back and relax.
Okay.
I love it. Just before we start, Donny, sorry, I did forget. We need to wet our whistle. Have you got a drink? Have you got a bevy?
Yeah, I've got an apple raspberry diet right cordial. That's my special. Other than water, that's my go-to when I'm having a crack.
I love that. And
I like it.
Breeza, what have you got?
A hot off the press new beer that dropped. It dropped last week, I reckon. I got that my delivery whilst I was in COVID, so I didn't really feel like an AF beer then. But it's called Beneficial Beer Co. And it is Stone Cold Lager. And I sampled it this week, and I feel like it's a bit of a hybrid between a beer and a cider.
Oh, that'd be right. So
I'm into it. Yeah, I'm right into it. So I'm going to crack this can right now and have a sip.
Kind of like a snake bite.
Oh, God, yeah. Well, I've got the raspberry.
Raspberry, I love that. Well, I was going to have a sangria, but I kind of feel like I've got the selection here. I've got a whole bar situation, and I'm into the Altino La Blanc, which used to be the Light Me Up. They've changed the flavours slightly, and my God, we are so in love with these. Little wide mouth. Thanks, Altina, for coming on board. Can't wait. We'll get you some of these, Donny. Get some of these in your life. Anyway, over to you, mate. Tell us a shame story.
You gotta have shame on your name. Shame on your name. Gonna figure it out. Oh, they're gonna know. Figure it out. Oh, yeah.
A shame. Look, I thought about this. There's been many, to be honest, but one that stuck out was actually from my younger days. I was 17, legally not be able to drink, but it was New Year's Eve in Bendigo. I'll cut to the chase. Basically, I got arrested for being drunk and disorderly downtown, and then the police are leading me around to lock me up in the back of the divvy van, and my mum and dad were standing there just coincidentally, which happens to me a lot in Bendigo, running into people when you really don't want to. So, yeah, they were locking me up, had me handcuffed, leading me, and they were just happened to be standing there in Bath Lane. So, but I was like, wonderful. Great.
Ruby and Wally, real proud moment.
And the thing was, I wasn't too worried about the police back in the day. It was more my mum and dad. And so it really knocked it on the head. So, but good old Rube stepped in, and she actually talked them around and said she'll take me home.
Oh, what a gun.
Go Rube.
A gun, yeah, I know. She was a lovely little, she was wonderful. But there's more to the story. The thing is, I got in the car and I was drunk, and I said I'm just fuming about it all, whatever. So Mum actually took me home, made me have a shower. I carried on a bit, and then she actually took me back into town, waited outside Studio 54 till I got in, and then was in there to stumps. It's pretty shameful when I think about it. It really, really is. So, yeah.
Comeback king.
But there's one other little shame story that sort of connects in that Studio 54 as well, because at that time I was playing a lot of soccer, and look, I'd been asked to train down Melbourne Knights or whatever. Back then it was just too much travel for Mum and Dad. Dad was a tradie, Mum worked at the supermarket, but I'd been the soccer career. I thought maybe we could go somewhere, but I never thought too much about it. But then, so my soccer coach was actually selling the hot dogs outside Studio 54, which I actually ended up going on to do. So he wanted to get me off the street. So what he did, he got me a job working at Studio 54. But when I look at it now, what that probably did is created the monster even more, because I knew all the bouncers, I knew everyone, and then on my nights off, I was hitting the town. heavily and getting cheap drinks because, I worked at the nightclub.
What were you doing? What role were you doing at the night?
I was a bus boy, bussy, because you were able to work there,
Yes, you
not
were.
serving alcohol. Yeah, I remember you there, Breeza, don't worry. And alternate nights with my good mate Jimmy, we did that together. We both played soccer together. So
Yes.
one to do hot dogs and then we do busboy. Yeah, it's funny. $15 an hour and you're sitting out there at 5 o'clock in the morning at -3. But back then, it's what you did. You were young and dumb.
And we have to
I
say,
think it created, so that for me, that bit shameful thing that led to that, because I had gotten a bit of bother leading up to that as well, for being a bit of a scallywag and underage drinking and whatever, and that was their way of getting me off the streets, but it sort of backfired.
which we will get to the start of your story, Donny, but I have to say, how bloody good were those hot dogs?
Well, I hated the smell of them. They were good for everyone, but when you're walking home at 7 in the morning and they're vomited all the way up the footpath and you're sidestepping them, because, they were really good. And no, I never sold. We didn't have bacon. We didn't have onion. That used to shit me to tears. You got bacon? You got onion? Yeah, but the thing was, you had to sit outside that nightclub. All the dickheads got kicked out. And now they had no one else to talk to, and I couldn't go anywhere, so it was a nightmare.
You were confident.
Why?
And then you were that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never used to eat, though. Alcohol suppressed the appetite massively.
Eating's cheating, don't they say?
Exactly.
So
yeah.
thank you for sharing that, Donny. I'm sure you've got, like Maso and myself, you've probably got a library of shame stories. So
I do. I thought that one,
Yeah, good to go right back. I like it. So take us back, Donny. Take us back to when you had your very first drink and how your relationship with booze evolved from there.
Oh, my very first drink. It was probably rocket fuel. When you're young and silly, we were probably about 15, and then all the adults, they had cabinets of booze and whatever, and then you used to put that together. And, of course, you're drinking rocket fuel, you used to scull it in or whatever before you go to the underage at Velvet's, live on high. But probably 15, I reckon, we first started. It wasn't a regular occurrence or whatever. When we did, that's what we do. But Dad's made home brew for many, many years. So it wasn't hard to obtain alcohol at all, because it was always just there or whatever. So that's probably when I first, probably about 15, just you dabbling with your friends and, go to the underage rage or whatever. But, that's what sort of, when I first started, So, and I enjoyed it.
Straight to the hard stuff. We all started on the hard stuff.
Yeah, goon bag, bit of goon. You could all chuck in as well. It was affordable, and you get a goon, you get 4 litres, and you'd all end up, we'd scull it. We wouldn't drink it because it was nice. We wanted to get that desired effect, wasted.
The results.
And that was good.
So it sounded like, Donny, you started out kind of binge drinking, and that sort of set the scene for the rest of your drinking career.
At the start I did, Look, I suppose growing up in Bendigo, regional country towns, I think that's what we did, like on weekends. In Bendigo, there's no beach or whatever, anything like that or stuff. It's just, it's what we did, It was binge drinking, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you've got, obviously, footy clubs as well in, country Vic. There's still that drinking culture connected to
it's huge,
clubs.
exactly. You feel like you get left behind otherwise. And like a lot of people actually ask me, Don, how do you know so many people? It's probably because I was drinking and partying all the time, and I'd meet people, and with my personality, I'd see them again and they'd sort of shy away. I'd make sure I go over and say hello and remember people. I'm good with faces and names, and I know it's shit to a lot of people when they're with me. They don't like going to the supermarket, or they don't like going places. They get sick of running into people. So I'm a bit over it these days, to be honest. Those masks for COVID were great. You could go to the supermarket and be a bit incognito, so it's good.
So Donny, you've had a solid drinking career.
Yeah,
sure. Real solid. I've been part of that a few times as well. Some good sessions. Yeah. Did you ever question your drinking at a time, like at any stages? And has drinking been a detriment to your health and relationships in that time as well? Talk us through, unpack that.
Wow, where do I start?
That's a lot.
Yeah, and I've got a lot to say about that too, I'll be honest.
We're here for it, Donny. We're here for it.
When I was younger, I didn't think about it was bad or whatever. It was fun. I enjoyed it totally, and for a long time I did enjoy it. It's never was an alcoholic. I just enjoyed the partying, the fun and the socialising, everything that went with it. And like I said, it's what we did. And then, like I just said before, you sort of felt that you got left behind. But I think about it now. Sometimes I look back and go, you idiot. But at the time, no, I didn't think about it like that. I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I looked forward to it. I really did. I used to look forward to it, Thursday nights you'd have a few, you'd be a bit hungover, like living in a share house or whatever. you do that, you get pretty pissed. You go and see bands back in the day when you could go and see bands. Your Thursday night, and then you have to get up. I was working with my dad at the time. I'd written off a car. He'd come pick me up. I'd be that hungover. Dad, I can't work today. I got a sore throat. He goes, you don't lay tiles with your throat, mate. But it was it was a bit harsher than that, actually, a bit more direct. And but then come Friday afternoon, knock off. You're hungover all day. It's time to do it again.
Yeah.
So yeah, Friday nights and then Saturday. It's. But then later in life, absolutely, I started to realise, it started to affect me in the fact of, look, I thought I wasn't doing any harm to anyone or whatever. It's probably, honestly, affected every good relationship I've ever had. Because in my eyes, I'm not doing anything, I'm not hurting anyone, whatever, but it's the aftermath of when you're hungover and you're busted or whatever. You're not a good role model to people. You're just grumpy, you're hungover, and you don't, well, you're a piece of shit, really, aren't you? Like, you don't want to do anything. And the one way is to get back on the horse, isn't it? So it certainly has affected me in that respect of the drinking and people around me or whatever. I know I probably hurt people when I shouldn't have, and I do feel bad about that in the past now, with the situation where I'm at now in life. So, yeah, certainly, but as I said, younger, no, I didn't think about it. I thought it was great. Look forward to it. So, yeah. And then my health, I did, I realised, I was younger. I've always been a bit of chubby. I fluctuate in weight. I always have. I lose weight, blow out again, whatever. But then as I got older, I started to realise, and when the job that I'm in, being a tradie, it wasn't easy or whatever. And then, so I certainly did. Later in life, it was a realisation. I suppose you get older and wiser, as they say, don't you? So,
spot on.
Yeah.
I actually have a vivid memory of you, Donny, over in London Christmas Day, and you dress up as Santa Claus for us all.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, that was at Badrick Court. We were all there, weren't we?
Yeah. I've got those photos, actually. I'll post one on the Insta.
I love dressing up as Santa. We all then we end up at Kingwood Road over in Fulham. We started at Battersea and then went across there to Royce's place.
Yeah. Some good times.
Yeah, it was a wonderful time. Me Santa.
I suppose at that point, as you mentioned, Donny, you weren't questioning your relationship with booze. Was there a compelling event that happened, or what happened that made you decide to, that's enough, I'm going to give booze a flick?
Yep, definitely there was. I run my own business, tiling business, and
do you want to give them a plug?
I got too much work. No, it's all right. Total Tiling Solutions. Yeah, get laid by Don. That's what it says on the back of the trailer. I said as a joke, I rocked up when I got my trailer sign written and it was actually on there. I was like, oh, well, it's there now. Might as well stay. And I'll be honest, the people who've really asked me about it genuinely, nah. They're the ones you don't want to ask about that. But yeah, I was starting to let people down, know myself. I started to get a bit anxious about not showing up to work on Mondays because you're just partying all weekend. Then Mondays, you turn that, and then you sleep all day. Then it'd be Tuesday, you couldn't sleep Monday night. And then Tuesday, you're too tired, wouldn't go again. Then, you're working for builders and whatnot and friends and stuff. And then they've got deadlines to meet. And then, when you're tiling, you're near the end of the job, you start like down. And I was letting them down. I was letting the side down, let myself down, the people around me down. So I actually, it was probably about 3 years ago now. I just said, I've got to stop this. This is just ridiculous. So I got off. I said, I'll just stop drinking. And I did that for a bit. And I thought, this is great. I'm feeling good. I'm all right. I was getting a bit of head noise too, to be honest. And in hindsight, I probably had it for quite a long time. And I was probably self-medicating. So that made me feel good, but what goes up must come down. And so I got off, but then I got back on the piss and I come back with a vengeance, to be honest. And it wasn't good. It wasn't good because I knew where I'd been or whatever. And then basically, I was a little bit bait up at the time and I wasn't right. Just wasn't right. And people around me were right, but they were I think they were avoiding it to actually say, Don, are you all right? And then Bateo actually come forward and God bless him and said, mate, you're all right. I don't think you're all right. And I think you should go and talk to someone. So we both shared the same doctor. He's a good man. So I went and saw him and just said everything, told him everything. I laid it all on the line and he basically came in and said, yeah, look, Don, I'll be straight up with you, mate. You've got depression. And I talked to him. He was more like a shrink, really. He's a good man. He's more than just a GP. And when that came out from him, I actually broke down and decided, you know, I'm Don Walker, you know, if that's not going to happen, you're a male, party boy, whatever, go-to man, whatever. So, but the thing was, once he told me that lifted a lot of weight off my shoulders, and I just sort of accepted that or whatever. It wasn't straight away. I didn't stop drinking, mind you, but then that was a realisation, and then depression wasn't caused by the drinking solely or whatever. Look, my father suffers from depression. My uncle does. I'm not saying it's in the family or whatever these days, but one day I just woke up. Look, I've gone through a few troubles as well, and I just woke up and I didn't plan it doing. I just said that, and I just stopped drinking. I just stopped, like I didn't know help, and then I haven't looked back. Basically, yeah, and look, to be honest, there's just been no negatives come of it anyway. That's for sure, because you girls know what I was like or whatever. So that was a realisation, and yeah, I think Bateo really, like, yeah, because shit got pretty drastic. I'll be honest. So yeah, but now life's good. Yeah, it's good, and work's flourishing. You know, everything. Yeah, it's a good positive thing. Like I said, the depression wasn't caused by the drinking, but it's certainly, as you know, it doesn't. When you're hungover, it's a worst case scenario. You analyse everything differently, completely differently, because you're in a shit mindset. You know, so yeah, that's when I stopped.
Good on you, Donny. I know that would have been really difficult to share, mate, but there is so much power in everything that you've said there that's going to give so many other people permission to go, take check of what they're doing. So thank you. It's incredibly courageous. Thanks, Don.
No, you're welcome. I'm happy to say it. It's good. It's because if I can do it, God, who can't?
100%, Donny.
Obviously, that was a really hard conversation for Bateo to have with you.
Yeah, well done, Bateo.
Yeah. Do you know, and I don't know if he's said anything to you, but do you know if he was kind of feeling like, well, he might tell me to get stuffed and that's the end of our friendship?
Yeah, no, he was. Yeah, like you said, he loves and cares for me. He's a very good mate. He's very, very close to me. I call him Papa. You know, he said to me it was hard because he didn't want to offend me. He didn't want to say the right thing. But in the end, ultimately, he sort of passed that and did the right thing. Like, there's no shame in it, whatever. You know, your mates are down, and you know, mates. He knows me nearly better than anyone, and he did the right thing. To be honest, like, it's not hard. Like, if a good friend, if you can't say that to a good friend, who can you say it to, basically? And if someone takes it the wrong way, some people will, but in the end, it's set the wheels in motion, so to speak. Yeah. That's you start processing yourself, and then maybe think about it come from someone who you look up to, being close to me or whatever. He's a bit older than me, but done a bit more, a bit wiser. But he's been years old as a teenager. So, yeah, no, I was very grateful for it. And he did say it was difficult. He didn't know how to go about it because he said to me that he noticed it for quite a while. And I actually spoke to my good friend Carl Stewart, I think we both know, and he actually said, Don, if you look back, back 10 years ago and point out a few things, mate, you had it then. And I agree with him totally. I've probably been 10 years or so, but it was just, I'm Donny.
If you're comfortable,
big-headed or anything like that, it was just alpha male country boy. Not so much. I'm not saying I am alpha male, whatever. Just a lot of mates, whatever. So I'm forever grateful.
What if you're comfortable unpacking that, Donny? What did that look like? And that might be going a bit far. We're happy to pull it up if you're uncomfortable. But what did Bateo see, and what did Carl talk about or see 10 years ago? What did that depression look like, or what did you feel like?
My actions or whatever, and then just being down, like I've always been a confident person or whatever. I'm not shy by any means. I was being quite reserved and gone into my shell, and then just more, I suppose, being an introvert than the extrovert that I am. Just noticeable signs like, Carl, I've done some silly stuff and just carrying on and just said some silly stuff. Probably didn't mean at the time, but you just do things that normally I wouldn't do, and be that, because I'm a pretty happy-go-lucky person, as you know, whatever. But when you can't always be up. But then it was an ongoing thing. They've said to me, just noticeable things where my actions or whatever they weren't normal to what I've usually been like, basically. So I don't mind unpacking that or whatever. But I wasn't being me. Simple as that, and it was highly noticeable. And I'll be really honest, I knew within myself I wasn't probably right. But it was hard to address. I was at that age back then. I suppose it was, I was just early 30s, whatever. I've been living in the UK, girls, for 5 years, whatever. But I've been out of Bendigo on and off for 13 years, I think it was. And, yeah, it's just what I did. And then, but I suppose time caught up with me, as they say. Everything catches up. When, as you know, as we get older, you process and think things through a lot more, but you're sometimes not always for the better. But so, yeah, because there's a lot going on in your life and you've just got a lot more to think about when you're younger. Things don't matter so much, do they? So, yeah, and a business to run, got a partner, you got to look after them. So, yeah, wonderful little stepson and stepdaughter. So, got more better and bigger things to worry about now than just myself and being a dickhead, really.
Well, full praise again to Bateo for addressing that. It's a hard conversation to have. So well done, Bateo, and well done you, Donny, for doing something about it, being proactive. So thanks for sharing. So you've given the booze a flick, massive deal.
Yeah.
Tell us what sober life looks like. Had you had any? You said you'd had bouts of sobriety before, but I don't think. But tell us what.
Yeah, look,
sober Don.
Just first and foremost, a lot more positive outlook on life. Like I process and things, analyse things. Like just as simple, like you used to walk down the street, you'd see someone looked a bit ratty or a bum or whatever. You go, oh, look at this dickhead or whatever. Now I'm probably going to go, I wonder how that poor bugger's ended up like that. Like used to be like dickhead to me. Just a more positive thing, but across the board, really. Just processing things differently. Oh, my health as well. Like I threw myself into the gym. Replaced the booze with that. The endorphins from that was amazing. Won a couple of 45 challenges, much to my surprise. But like I'm all or nothing. I knew. Like I said, I fluctuated weight, whatever. I knew I could do things like that. My work is flourishing. I show up every day, enjoy working harder. Better relationships. Just there's just been no negatives. Like it's different. Going out. Whatever, I go out now, whatever, I still socialise. Like some people say, how do you do it on? How do you go to a place and not drink? I said, well, simple, like I don't, a lot of people I think drink for giving confidence or just, bravado or whatever. They want to get to that and you just don't care past that, worrying about stuff. They're conscious. But for me, look, as I said, it's never worried me about being, I'm not shy by any means. And spoke my mind a lot over the years, probably got me in a bit of trouble. But generally, if you don't go out or you don't go to the function, do whatever, you're not going to see your mates, are you? Like it's not the end of the world. It's just I find I go home earlier. I've got a bit of a rule. There's a couple of mates that do it because, I'm not going to throw stones in glass houses, but if they tell me this story, if I hear a story for the third time that night, it's time to go home, Don. And you remember I repeat shit flat out. I use just like, yeah, I know. And the things, you'd heard it 2 weeks before. And I wanted to make up a T-shirt because, people go, are you still off the piss, Don? Are you still there? I was like, yeah, still off the piss, going well, all good. Life hasn't changed that much. Like I said, I'll tell you, I get up a lot earlier and I've worked out that the morning is the best part of the day. But I'll tell you what, it was the best part of the day too when you've been on bend at the laughs and carrying on the front row and they were just carrying on, dress up, whatever we used to do, like just silly stuff. But life hasn't changed that much. It's got better, really. Like I do miss this really stupidness of just not worrying about shit or whatever, but that's nothing. I'm still having a good time. Life's good. Absolutely no negatives whatsoever of being the way I am now.
Good on you, Donny. That's amazing.
I reckon you did a post. Did you do a post on Facebook when you hadn't had a drink for 12 months? Because it just blew up. I remember seeing it, and then all of a sudden everyone on the street's talking about, Donny's not drinking anymore. It was major news. There you go.
I know. It actually blew up. I remember when I was writing that, I can remember I was on the job site and it had been 12 months. And I thought, I wasn't doing it for me. I sort of put it out there or whatever. And I actually was crying when I wrote it, to be honest. Pretty heartfelt. My mate was working with me. I said, do you think I should post it? He said, go for it, Don, or whatever. And to be honest, I got that many messages, like inbox, private messages to people who reached out to me. I hadn't heard from, I'm talking in 20 years, who they were stuff on the same thing and said, mate, you've just inspired me. What did you do? Whatever. Thanks for posting that. And then people just reached out to me and look, I did it not for myself. Oh, look, I wanted to say it did feel good for me to be able to do so. And it was an achievement, absolutely. But, yeah, it was good. I believe I helped numerous people, actually, even just got the ball rolling and it made me feel proud.
Good on you.
Yeah, really. And that's another thing, the money that I've saved with not drinking booze, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Like, because it's not only the booze, it's the productivity at work. Yeah, like I think, like you said the other day, what you go to food? I said, you go and buy the Bain Marie with sauce. It's simple, and that costs you a fortune. And take away all that sort of stuff. You look forward to eating an apple and a banana instead of a freaking, I don't know, wingdings and better something at a time. That
chicken
sort of
balls,
stuff.
those garlic chicken balls, you always burn your mouth on them.
Exactly right. That sort of stuff. And so,
well, Donny, that post was obviously a memorable one because I remember it, and I reckon, like hand on my heart, that you are the only person I knew at the time that had not had a drink for 12 months. Like, there was not anybody else in my circle that was off the gas ever.
Yeah, well, that's
it was a massive thing.
Yeah, and especially for me, like that was the thing. I was always available to get on the bus because I wanted to, like. Probably wasn't available, but I went anyway. just love socialising. Yeah, it did. It actually, it blew my mind how big it did go. But it's well, actually, I think I've been off a bit over 2.5 years now, and I just stopped the thing. Yeah, so no, I appreciate it. It's made me feel quite humble.
I still remember it very clearly because everyone was like, Donny's off the piss. Like it was news. It was news in Bendigo.
And I understand why. I really do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it.
Just to set the scene for some of our listeners who don't know Donny, who are not from Bendigo, because everyone in Bendigo knows him. I've got a client, Donny, and I've actually shared a photo of you on my client's social media before. I won't say the client, I'll tell you off air. And I was like, I'll put a photo of Donny up because everyone knows Donny. Mate, it went off. The post went off because I had you in the photo.
For all the right reasons, I hope.
For all the right reasons. Everyone's just like jumping on, just like hanging a bit of shit on you in a good
of course. And I like that because if you got to give it, you got to be able to take it.
So you mentioned before, Donny, it's been 2.5 years. Have you dipped your toe back in? Like, have you gone back on it, got back off it? What's it been like?
I've had 2 occasions, yes. A friend of mine passed away for Christmas. His mum lived around the corner.
Sorry to hear that.
That's okay, yeah. Rest in peace, Ash, you're a good man. And I was going through a bit of a rough try at the time, won't go into that, but and I've known his mother for years. She's been a family friend of my family as well. And he'd been ill, cancer, brain tumours, and I'd just gone to bed. It's about 10 at night, and then the phone's ringing. I see the number. It's his mother. I didn't want to answer the phone call, but I knew she was ringing for a reason, and I had to take it. Yeah, and sure enough, he passed away. And look, it's only where I was staying at the time was only like 150 metres from Mother's Day. Said, "Come over, Don. Love to see you. If you will, I want you to come over." And went over there, and everyone was sitting around or whatever, and then still want a drink or whatever. And then one of the boys said he drank VB cans of all beer VB, and he goes, "Do you want a can? Do you want one?" Ash has still got some BBs in the fridge. And I said, you know what, if there's ever going to be a time, like I haven't felt like I want to get wasted or whatever, if there's ever going to be a time, I'll have one. So I end up having a couple.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not ashamed at all. I did it. I didn't. And then the next day, maybe I felt a little bit, what'd you do that for? But I look back and, it was in honour of him or whatever. I didn't feel the need to want to go get pissed, wasted or anything like that. So I had a few cans or whatever. I must admit, feeling it going down my spine. And I was going, whoa. When I first got to go to the toilet, I think I had 2 cans or whatever. I was like, wow.
Yeah, what was it like? What was it like?
Oh, it was, it brought back some memories, that's for sure, just like it, but it got me good. Like, like I wasn't blind or whatever, but it didn't take me much because, when you first have that drink or whatever, you feel going down your spine or whatever through your body, it happened it felt okay. It was like, I remember this. I wasn't ashamed of that. And then I actually recently, I got up with Gambo, the Shannon boys up in Yamba, and I had 2 sittings up there. I had some great Northern mid-strength beers. We're just up there, kicked back at home, away from everyone, whatever, and it was just social, whatever. I had a couple there. It was on holidays, up there, hot there. Nucci and Amanda come up as well. We're all around, and, they're like brothers to me, and, I had to come up there, but then didn't feel bad about it or whatever. But then next day we got up, we went and did a workout. Grant's like Maso, he just said, Breezy, when we did a workout, went for a surf, sweated it out, bang, felt great. And then when I come back from the holiday, look, I don't feel bad about or whatever. But I came home and I didn't feel like, I want to do that. I want the need or whatever. I actually felt the opposite. Now, done that now. Don't want to do it. So, yeah, like, and it's sort of, I reckon, in a way, it helped. Like, yeah, I can say, it's been a bit over 2.5 years. I've had that little, I don't think it's a hiccup.
Yeah.
It's not like I wanted to. It'd be a hiccup if I had went and just started getting back on it and on the piss. But I don't feel like it. I don't, like I said, I was never an alcoholic. I didn't wake up in the morning and I need a drink. Like I said earlier, I just enjoyed the socialisations and the fun and games that went with it, really. So, yeah.
As we say, Donny, we like ourselves better without booze. If we're not
I do. I'm definitely a better person. I know Mum loves it as well. It's so my mum's been off the booze for 14 years. Like, on
your Ruby.
Yeah, superstar Rube, love you.
Go Rubes.
But she's been off it. Like, I can remember Mum and Dad, they drink a slab enough watching the footy on a Friday night, and then Mum just one day just went bang, she got off it too, and she's been off it, so which is cool. Yeah,
that's so good.
Unreal.
Dad still loves the long neck.
Wally loves it. Good on you, Wally.
He enjoys himself. Yeah, Wally Walker.
Willie Walker. Donny, I must say actually, and I love the fact that you said, you dipped your toe back in, you tried it. You weren't kicking your own ass about it, and that's a really important message for everyone to understand that sobriety comes in all different shapes and sizes, and we end up lots of people get really shameful about that if they try it again or dip their toe back in, but it's so linear, isn't it? It's okay to try it, but I think, like you said, I think you've handled that so well. It was like a holiday romance, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. See, that's talking about that. Like, I think people have reached out to me, how'd you do it or whatever. I said, well, I just stopped. I didn't overthink it. I didn't plan it. I think if you overthink and put all that pressure on yourself, you're setting yourself up to fail, as far as I'm concerned. In my eyes, everyone's different. Yeah. But the pressure, it's like you beat yourself up about it. Oh, it's like I don't know. Just, too much pressure, and sometimes you try too hard at something, and when you fail, you just you break the cycle, then it hurts a lot more. Yeah,
you just go, fuck it, I'll just drink more.
Oh yeah, no, fuck that, and you come back with a vengeance. That's what I did with the first time I got off it, but I wasn't in there. I thought, I'm going all right, and I came with vengeance, and it wasn't a good time.
Yeah, same here. Yeah. So how do you feel about booze now then, Donny?
Oh, I'm happy. Booze, to me, I'm not going to go to someone, what are you doing, drink or whatever. I don't mind people drinking or whatever at all. I'm more than happy. I like actually being around people when they're a bit pissed to a certain extent, like I said before, I think it's funny. And look, it's created a lot of my good friendships and all, like I said earlier, but I honestly don't mind people. But I think society is starting to realise these days, booze, like I think I read a statistic, what it was the other day, where, the amount of young people that aren't binge-drinking are going out and they're actually doing other stuff now, which is wonderful. Like, and it's like smoking. Not many people smoke anymore. Well, it's $80 a packet, for God's sake. Not cheap. And everything's not cheap, though. God. So booze to me right now, look, I'm very happy with people. Like, Harm's a good friend. She owns a pub down there, and it's good, So the way she makes a living, booze and food and that down there, runs a good show, and I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong. I would not ever say to her, unless I thought it was becoming an issue, like, what are you doing or whatever. I'm fine with the booze, and I'm happy around it. Like I said, I'm not going to throw stones in glass houses. That is for sure. Just
one quick question before you say yours, Breeza. In your time of drinking, did anyone pull you up on it, Donny? Did anyone say?
Yeah, every girlfriend I ever had.
I was going to say besides girlfriends.
Besides girlfriends,
because that's a given. Your girlfriend's always going to go.
Yeah, I know. No one wants a piss-head boyfriend. Let's be honest. It's just shit.
It's hard to tame it on.
Hard to tame it on. Yeah. I know. I found it hard at times. So, couple of people may have just said nothing serious. Would maybe mention, geez, you're off your head again or whatever. Not nothing serious. Can't actually come and approach me, but you knew at times when you were having too much, though. But then, you're at that stage, your decision-making, everything, your conscience has just gone out the door and you're having a whale of a time.
Yeah.
I probably wish I had off, to be honest, but then I probably would have told them to fuck off anyway.
Yeah. It sounds like you weren't ready, but when Bateo got you, had to sit down, it sounds like you were ready.
Exactly. So, well, that's what I said, but I just kept drinking after that, but then it was just like, but it took me time to process it all. Yeah. And the only person who can help yourself is yourself. Let's be honest. So, and it was time, and I'm glad I did. I am so glad I did. I'm forever grateful. So,
Yeah.
So Donny, you've got like a pretty, how should we say, a pretty up and about kind of group of mates, and you've got a massive circle of mates, huge circle of mates.
Yeah.
What was their reaction like when, you know, did you sort of come out and say I'm not drinking, or did you go on the radar? How did you go about that?
It was varied, actually. There were a few people going, you pussy, you know, but whatever, mate. Like, it's like, I didn't make a thing of it, just going, I'll just have a water or whatever. What are you doing, you pussy? You know, like, I do have a lot of up and about mates. Absolutely. It's probably created the person I am, and I've probably created them the person that they are also, you know. But at the start, there was a few people that were like, people were weirded out by it, actually, because I was always, you know, if I was there, I was the jovial joker, carry on, no shame.
You know, you always had a good time with you, Don.
Yes.
Oh, a lot of people did. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I can vouch for that. We can vouch.
Yeah, we've had many over the years. You too, Breeza. Like, I can remember. I think I first met you, Breeza, when you came to the Eagle Footy Club, and I was back in the day.
Many good times there.
Yeah, and I reckon it was at Tasser and all that. Maybe the first time he's got drunk was with me and Hobbs, I reckon.
Hi, Trin.
Hi, Trin.
Yeah. So, look, just don't miss drinking piss, I'll be honest, yeah. But people could have said whatever they wanted to me. It wouldn't have changed the matter of the fact. Anyway. Yeah. Not at all. It was a good time. It was a good time.
Didn't ever make you feel a bit icky? You're just like, stuff, whatever. Like, you didn't go, I do want to join in. You didn't feel pressured?
To stop drinking or indulging so much?
To start drinking, like once people hanging shit on you, were you kind of like, actually, I'll just join in?
Oh, no, not at all. Probably made me want to do it more. Prove people wrong. I wasn't going to prove people wrong. I stayed strong and true to myself. But the thing is, Breeze, I was feeling so darn good every week as you get moved on. And then I was going to the gym and lost a lot of weight and fit and healthy. And, I was good. Like I said, working, I think it was it 2 years ago, whatever, for the year, I think it was like 31 days off for the year, like just working around my own business. And then, no, nothing was going to stop me in my eyes. If I wanted to go back, I would have done it on my own accord. I'm pretty strong like that. If I started worrying what people thought about me, Breeza, my life would have been worth living years ago, to be really honest. Because I know people had a lot of opinions over the years, whatever, but some good, some bad. So, no, nothing would have stopped me to do that. I wasn't determined. I was just what I was doing, and I was on my merry way. And I just, like I said, the positives just were amazing.
Love that.
Love that too, Donny. That's so good. And so, do you miss the party, Don? Do you miss him?
Yeah, I do. Like I said, I miss the fun, laugh and carrying on stupidity. Yeah, I do miss that, but I don't want to go back to that.
Yeah.
Like I said, probably, but then I can be around people. When I used to live here, you could go off the party and flat out, whatever. Then when I stopped, I could go to bed, get up in the morning, and they still, I'd come back and hang out with them again, and then I'd get them in a really good state, you know. Like, then I'd go off, and then I was going off for a run, or I'd go off the gym, or I would go off to work.
Yeah.
And then one thing I did was pissing me off though when I did stop. Whatever, everyone's going, can you drive me here? Can you drive me there? And I'm like, in there. And you know what I did? I bought myself an electric skateboard. And so I just ride that to the pub, and they go, "Don't you drive?" And I said, "Nah." And so, "Can I get a ride on?" I said, "Nah, I'm on my skateboard." So it was great.
Brilliant.
And the money that I'd saved from not drinking, I just had the money there to go and buy it because I wanted to. Yeah, so it was good. Look, and don't get me wrong, I did actually used to drive people, whatever, because God, I owed a lot of favours. People driving me around all those years, so I was more than happy with it. In the end, you get jack of it though.
Yeah, Desi Don.
It become a given that Don can drive us. So.
Yeah.
But then you feel positive, and then you're at the party, and me being my nature, I'd actually feel guilty that I wasn't driving. I thought, hang on a minute, like I'm doing what I'm doing here, and I will, don't get me wrong, still drive people, but most of the time I'm gone, and I'll ghost you too. I don't say goodbye. You just go.
Drop a smoke bomb.
100%. It's just not worth it. Where you going? I said, well, we're about to punch on, and I can't be bothered being here. Simple as that.
I've heard this story 4 times now.
Yeah, that's the 4th, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, time to leave. Honestly, these days it's probably 2 times. When I first started, it was 3. I'm not as tolerant anymore, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a great call. I love that. So then you're loving the new fresh Don more. You're loving. There's getting more.
More out of life, I believe. More positive stuff out of life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And look, we're not getting any younger. I'll be 44 next month. God.
Happy birthday, Donny.
And it's a lot of, as we both know, hangovers
Yeah.
are harder.
Brutal.
And we don't recuperate. We don't bounce back, you know. So,
Yeah.
no, I am. Like I said, I've said it numerous times already, but there's just been no negatives out of it. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's good.
Yeah. Well, we're really looking forward to seeing you in next week, actually, on the 7th of April at the Lakeview Hotel. Breeze's little event. Do you want to get into that, Breezer?
Yes, I will do. So, happening at the Lakeview Hotel with Noddy. We all know Noddy, Anthony Hammond.
Mr. Hammond.
Yes,
Hey,
so
Nod.
he'll be a massive highlight of the evening. He'll be our guest speaker. And then we've got 3 drink companies who are flying into state for the event, and there's 7 drink tastings. So, so there's non-alc beer, there's non-alc spirits, and there's non-alc cocktails. So there's 7 drinks, light refreshments. There's a good crew. I think we've only got 20 tickets left, so there's already a good crew.
That's
coming.
awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, it'll be good fun and good to catch up with Noddy. I could just listen to him speak all day about alcohol.
Thanks, man. It'll be nice to see you two girls. It's been a while.
It's been too long.
It has been a while.
It has been. Looking forward to that, Donny. And you're going to really tuck into these AF drinks. Move over apple raspberry, cordial.
Yeah.
Well,
Have you tried any AF drinks, Donny?
I've tried one, the Heineken Zeros. I've done it once. I've tried them. I just did it to try it or whatever, but I was like, but I didn't used to drink booze so much for the taste. Don't get me wrong, though, the Strongbow ciders, like that just reminded me of Christmas all the time. You get the cider, but every time I had them, like they're flavoursome. I won't lie, they're still good. But like beer, I just didn't used to do it. Yeah, I wanted the desired effect.
All about the results. Send you sideways, get higher.
And I never really failed at that thing. I was a good 100% right rate generally. So yeah.
You're definitely very good at that.
Well, I said to people, I'd go no because I was an expert at it. Really was. A grade, A plus. It sounds like I got an A plus.
As Maso said before, like you were always fun to be, and you still are fun to be around. But if there was a party, it was always good to be around you, Donny.
Yeah.
Like
Thanks.
you thought that. Yeah, you just lifted everyone around you, which I'm sure you still do. We'll find out next Thursday night.
Well, that was one thing. I just love to make people laugh. It's good. I really just thoroughly enjoy it. It's one of my favourite things to do, and a lot of time can be at my own expense as well. So it's good. That's one of my favourite things to do. I love making people laugh, and sometimes I say stuff. I think, fuck, why did we just say that? But some people laugh, and some people looking at me. Well, is what it is, hey?
You're still making everyone laugh, Donny.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just before we wrap it up, I do a little quiz, a little random question. So the little game is I'm going to give you 4 celebrities who are sober. They're chicks.
Mm-hmm.
And you've got to pick who you're going to marry, who you're going to kill, who you're going to root, and who's just going to be your best mate, all right? So I'm going to tell you who they are, and you've got to put them in order, who you want, all right?
Okay. Yep.
Jada Pinkett Smith, Al McPherson, Kate Moss, and Drew Barrymore. Go. Time.
So what were they? They were, so what was the thing I wanted?
Marry,
yep.
kill,
Yep.
root.
All of the above, no. So
And who's going to be your best
Who's
mate?
going to be bestie?
you'd probably marry, who were they? There was Al.
Al McPherson.
Yep.
Yeah.
Old Aussie.
Jada Pinkett.
I think you'd have to root Al.
Straight up, Al, the body.
Yeah.
She would have been on your poster, wouldn't she?
I
When you were a
reckon-
teenage boy. She would have been on your
Kate
wall.
Moss would be a good one to be a bestie, I reckon. Hang out with her would be pretty cool. Not a worry in the world. So, and then who else was there?
Jada Pinkett Smith, so Will Smith's wife.
And
Drew
and
Barrymore.
Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore.
Drew Barrymore. I reckon I'd have to marry Drew and kill Jada.
Yes! Say that's the final. Collection. I love this.
I went on Mace, I was bringing up the names. I'm like, Drew, she'd be a good wife. Like,
Yes.
solid wife.
Yeah.
So we're marrying Drew, killing
Yep.
off Jada, rooting Al,
Rooting out.
and
That'd be my
Kate, your
choice.
bestie. My choice too. I think we've
definitely.
Is there enough to go around?
We go to some good gigs together, Kate and I reckon that'd be good. You get me in some places where I wouldn't, usually be able to go, obviously. But yeah.
I love that, Donny.
No worries.
Before we wrap up, Donny, is there anything you wish to add? Like, is there any advice you want to give to someone if they're listening to this podcast? Because there will be half a Bendigo listening to this podcast. And if people see they're going, oh, yeah, I probably am drinking a little bit too much these days. Is there any advice?
Is there anything like that? Oh, I'd like to thank everyone who's been supportive, actually. It's off the back to me or whatever, just been my mates and stuck by me. Because probably a lot of people are searching for that fun, he said, Don, but, your mates, who your true mates are. But I haven't lost any mates over, don't get me wrong,
That's awesome.
What else I'd say? If I had the younger self sort of thing, probably everything in moderation, like everything. And that goes with a lot of things, doesn't it? It can cover all bases. So, yeah. And another one I found, just treat up people how you want to be treated, really. Simple as that. It's a couple of little things that, So that's about it, really. I could probably go on and on, but, yeah.
You can.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I can. Oh,
Yeah,
really?
the floor's yours.
Oh, there's one more. Don't rely on other people to get things done for you. You've got to do it yourself. Really, that's how I look at it. Because you sit around, you wait. That's all right. She'll do that. He'll do that, or whatever. What I found, like relying on other people, whatever, because you've got to want to do something. You've got to do it yourself. I think I said that earlier, actually, because it sticks in my mind. Yeah. So yeah, I used to say, work hard, play hard, but work harder. You can still play, but just choose how you want to play, I suppose. Yeah.
Love
Everyone's
that,
different.
Donny.
Good.
And I said I still love everyone who still has a drink or whatever.
Yeah.
Not going to bag them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worth having a look. If I've got mates like Gambo Shannon, he'll go a month off, 2-3 months, or Roy's. I know a few people, they just go off, they do stop, they feel amazing, they go back, have a few, and then they just stop again, which I suppose is putting it into moderation. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Love that.
Donny's words of wisdom. I love it.
Oh, God. Yeah. God.
Now we're going to throw to our final segment, second last segment, called Text Regret. So this is all about, Donny, you.
We've all had them.
Yeah, we've all had it.
Text regret, you can't forget. Cellular memory deficit. Text regret.
I think this should be a pretty universal one with text regrets when people get pissed or whatever, and you message chicks you shouldn't, and then you're sending pics that you shouldn't.
Donny.
It was good back in the day when there's no camera phones or whatever, or, let's be honest. And people say they haven't done it, they've all done it. Everyone sent a dick pic.
The unsolicited dick pic.
And that,
How many do you reckon?
I think it's a numbers game. It's a numbers game too, I think, because not all of them like it. Then you get the one go, oh, hang on a minute.
All right.
Ronnie.
Yeah, but you wake up in the morning, I was supposed to think when we're drunk and inebriated or whatever, you go, I shouldn't have done that. It's got to that stage, you're doing that shit, you're pretty wasted. So you're going to wake up with a hangover. Your anxiety, that's what I used to say. Anxiety used to be my friend. Oh, it was horrible. And I still get anxiety, but everyone does. And anyone says they doesn't, they're bullshitting. You've got to accept that. But, yeah, that's definitely text regret. Absolutely, yeah.
Let's just go back to the unsolicited dick pics. Are you sending them to potential missos, or are you sending them just to your, friends, girl mates?
Oh, everyone's seen me nude anyway, Breeza. Everyone, I think that's God. It's what that used to be another go-to thing, wasn't it? As we know, the mangina. God, terrible. Get on the bar, pub, or whatever. Just I had no shame. I didn't care. There's nothing to hide. It's me. But yeah.
Do you want to explain what the mangina?
Yeah, explain to our
Explain
listeners.
to the listeners what your mangina is, Sonny. You had a bit of a chat to me about it yesterday.
Oh, yeah, it's when you tuck your penis between your legs and then your testicles out the back and it looks like a vagina with the crease, doesn't it? Because, it's not actually party at the front, it's party at the back, isn't it? So, yeah.
It looks like what did you say was happening in the back?
party at the back. Oh, yeah, it looked like you had hemorrhoids. I can't believe I'm saying this, but it's the truth, and I'm being honest, I suppose. But yeah, a lot of time you do that, you get nude, but you do it because you probably end up foster slop, and alcohol doesn't help your penis when you're like that, does it? So you probably fuck it in and do that. That's going to get the desired result. Everyone's going to be laughing. So it just become a bit of my go-to thing, and I look at that now and go, "You idiot!" So I would say it hasn't happened in a long time, and I don't think it ever will again. But young and dumb people just having a lot of fun.
How many times do you reckon you ripped it out?
Too many. It would have been. I would have to be in the hundreds. Let's be honest.
And unsolicited dick pics. How many of those in circulation?
Oh, not heaps. No, not at all.
I don't think they were a thing. Were they a thing? Like, they weren't really a thing 10 years ago, were they? Or were they, Donny? Like, I don't.
Well, the cameras weren't too good.
Yeah.
I remember we were living in London, mate. So you had that whiz bang phone, had like the camera. I was going, I love one like that. That'd be great. But, it's just, I suppose, but yeah, they weren't really. Like, it was probably 8 years ago they did or whatever. But yeah, don't get me wrong. I wasn't the thing I do, but like you said, it happened when you pissed or whatever. I can remember it doing it once or twice or whatever, and thinking, oh, the shame. But and yeah, you probably weren't looking for partners or whatever. You're looking for someone who's going to enjoy it, and then you just go from there. What are you doing? So yeah, it's silly.
The science behind the dick pic. I've been educated tonight. I love it.
Yeah.
Stupid, really. But yeah, it was So
it's time for the recommendation of the week.
Going to sleep. I love reading books. I like reading. No much telly, no phone, no blue light, whatever. Reading if you want to, and you hear it on ads or whatever as well. But yeah, have a good night's sleep, set yourself up for the next day, doesn't it? So yeah, and reading tends me off to sleep as well. That and drink a lot of water. It's good. Flushes your system out.
Love that.
That's a bit cliche, I know, but it's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, recommendation, yeah. And everyone's maybe you never. What am I reading at the moment? I'm reading a Bryce Courtney book at the moment. Diamond Jack, actually. I've read. It's one of the only one I haven't read of him. People don't know that about me. I like to read.
Yeah, didn't know.
I like biographies, whatever. I've got a bookcase in there, and there's a lot of books. I lend out books to a lot of people, whatever, which I should bloody bring them back. Guys, I want to read them again. And people come in the room and go, have you read them? Most of them I've read twice. I do enjoy reading, which I don't know. I like learning stuff as well, biographies, whatever. Yeah, it's good. Love doing quizzes too.
Oh, quiz man.
Quiz master.
No, I'm not saying I'm good at them, but I do enjoy doing them though. So yeah, but yeah, read at night time if you want to put yourself to sleep. And you're never too old to have a crack at the gym either. And start out slow, whatever. Like I did it, if I can do it or whatever. I'm no gym junkie. My knees are a bit screwed from doing the tiling all these years, but still try and get along there 3 or 4 times a week. I never used to do that. I was like, no. Well, I didn't want to. I was no motivation at all. So yeah, that's just a couple of little things for me anyway. It's like I said, a bit cliche, but yeah.
No, they're wholesome, Donny. They're wholesome. And these are all things that are releasing those dopamine, all the feel-good endorphins and making you feel good and wholesome. You're learning, you're fueling your body, you're cleaning your body out and moving your body. They're all beautiful things. So thanks, mate. Yeah. Oh, this is
don't eat processed foods. If you're looking to be healthy, don't eat processed foods. Anything that's processed or whatever, because your body processes that.
Poor old Don salami.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Donny's good. Oh God.
Donny, getting back to the whole book situation, I'm in a book club called the Basic Bitches Book Club. Now, if you're interested, I'll see if there's a spot available for you.
Of that book club, I'd probably get bored. No, not at all. It sounds interesting, but yeah, I love that.
We meet at the pub once a month. There's 4 of us chicks in it, and yeah, we just basically catch up and have a good old gin wag. It's great.
What do you talk about the book, or you just catch up?
Look, yeah, that probably takes up a quarter of the night, and the rest is we just talk about.
Yeah, I didn't read the book.
There's been a few of them actually.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, so yeah, I'll read anything. So yeah.
That's great.
That's so good, Donny.
Well, thanks, girls. I've enjoyed it. I was a little bit nervous coming on. I didn't know, but now my mates, I've known you both over 20 years, so we go back a long way. So thank you for having me on here.
We've lost a lot of memories together, Donny, and we've made a lot. Yeah,
cure all brain cells, and that's dead right. Yeah, there's a lot of people. Very true, very true. But yeah, lifelong friendships.
But we so appreciate you coming on because we know that you're you will. The ripple effect you chatting about this will just be extraordinary and will help more people than we'll ever know. So thank you.
And
You're
thank
welcome.
you.
Possibly people might scoff at it or whatever, but it is. And I'm just saying how it is and how I've been in my story. So I appreciate you letting me actually share it. So yeah,
Thank you for sharing, Donny. I wasn't aware of how everything sort of unfolded for you.
Yeah.
I was actually sitting here thinking, should we ask Bateo to come and have a chat?
Oh, I love that.
You like to go and see?
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, just to see from his point of view, but only if you're comfortable, Donny.
It's fine. It's his point of view. I'll just give him a backhand if he's going too far. No.
we might be able to hear from Bateo. Yeah.
Just hang on a moment.
Yeah.
Stand by.
Now, ladies and gents, the podcast doesn't end here. We've actually brought in Bateo. Bateo happened to be home with Donny as we're recording this episode this evening. And Bateo's actually agreed to just pop in and hear his story from his point of view with how the whole Donny situation unfolded in front of his eyes. Welcome, Bateo.
Welcome, Bateo. Thanks so much, mate.
More than welcome.
Donny's still hovering in the background.
I'm here using Bato's Wi-Fi.
Bato's sponsoring the podcast. So I guess tell us, Bateo, you've obviously been friends with Donny for many, many years, and you obviously saw something that you felt compelled to speak up about. Can you talk us through that?
Yeah, well, for a while there, Don, living with Don, and we have done for on and off for more than 10 years, and it just seemed that for a while there, Don was a little disconnected, and I kind of, to be honest, I didn't know how to approach a situation, sort of walking around on eggshells and that for a while, until there was a point where I felt that I sort of just had to ask. I could sort of see that things weren't going great, and sort of had to bring to a head, and just basically had to ask Don, mate, listen, how are you going? And yeah, he sort of just pent up and released, and funnily enough, we go to the same doctor, the same GP, and I said, look, mate, you've just got to go and see him, and have a chat, and it was a relief, not only for me, but I could see it was also for Don, that that was hopefully a turning point in Don's recovery or next step. So it was a pretty defining moment for me, I believe, and also for Don.
Have you had any experience in mental health before, Bateo, like how to address that, or had you kicked around the idea with mates, or how to approach it?
Well, to be honest, probably not. Probably not so confronting. Sort of been so personal, and living together and that for so long. It was sort of no. I'll say no. The short answer is no.
Yeah.
And so, how long had you sort of been, obviously partying with Donny, and sort of watching it all unfold in front of you before you then took that really courageous step to have that conversation?
Well, looking back, it was probably, I don't know, it was probably building for perhaps maybe 6 months from what I could see, and just sort of Donny withdrawing, and and what you could see, and I didn't want to intrude, but at the same time felt that oh shit, this is not right. And sort of, I don't know, from my point of view, perhaps monitored a bit, and then, probably could have jumped in earlier, to be honest, but didn't really know how to approach. So,
Yeah.
But I tell you, when we did have that conversation, it was a watershed moment, and I could tell it was for Don too, and I know that when he did go and talk to our GP, if you like, and he was well on the path, I think, from that point on. Yep.
Extraordinary, Bateo. It's a courageous thing for you to chime in. Yeah,
definitely.
Like life-changing.
Yeah. Certainly for Don, and look, I must say for me also. Yep. not experienced something like that. But I'm pleased with the outcome. Yeah, bloody hell.
Yeah, massive, Bateo. It's huge. Would you? Sorry, Breeza.
No, I was about to nod to you.
Nod. What? Like with that, then, what advice? Do you have any advice for our listeners of what to do, or what are the signs, what you saw, or how to approach it? You know.
Well, I'm not quite sure. I'm sure that each situation is unique and different. But yeah, certainly, don't hold back. Things could probably be a bit averted earlier with this kind of awareness. So that's probably the advice I'd offer.
Yeah.
And there's so much more awareness. It's bloody awesome.
Yeah.
And especially what you guys are doing too. It's great. So. Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Bateo.
Thanks,
It's even we often speak about Wayne Schwash on the podcast and the work that he does in this space, especially around males, to educate them to have those hard conversations about mental health, because we always talk about our physical health. We always talk about that, but we don't have those conversations about mental health. So well done to you, Bateo, and to Donny for receiving.
And kudos. And to you guys too. It's bloody awesome what you're doing. It's
Thanks,
fantastic.
girls.
So.
It's good.
Thanks, guys.
Putting it
Thank
out
you
there.
so much. Well, I think it's essentially we're just sort of sharing and helping each other and normalising these conversations. And people listen to you guys, people know you in Bendigo. And like I said to Donny earlier, like this a ripple effect for you hopping on randomly at the last minute, Bateo. Like we just appreciate your time. And this will open up so much more. It gives people a nudge to ask their mates the question.
Yeah.
They think it's
And now having done that, have no regrets, and would certainly do it again in a heart.
Forever grateful.
Oh, we're giving you a big hug, virtual hugs, legends. We love this. We can feel the love. We can imagine that moment must have been a massive shift and incredibly emotional. So well done, guys.
Definitely.
Even now, we can see and feel that through the virtual of how that moment was just a real life-changing moment. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Thanks, girls. Appreciate
Do you need a group photo? Do you need a group photo?
Yes. Yeah, I'll get my phone fired up. Get your raspberry. Where's your apple raspberry drink, Donny?
Oh, apple raspberry. We go to a special night. Carlton's up too.
The Carlton and doggies. That's why he wanted the potty move forward.
We're 31 points up with 9 minutes to go.
Donny normally be roaring by now.
Yeah.
Hang on, where's my drink? All right, everyone's in?
Yeah.
Whoa, hang on. Stand by. Stand by, gang. This always just takes a minute.
Special.
So special. All right, 3, 2. I'm doing a little video. Yes.
The boomerang.
That's awesome. Thanks, guys. That's great.
Thanks, guys. Go and watch your footy. Thank you.
Thank you, both.
Thank you. Mwah.
See you real soon.
Yep. Bye.
Love you
Bye.
guys.
Bye.
We'll see you next. We'll see you at the Lakeview on the 7th.
Yeah. I'll send you.
You shall.
Okay.
Cheerio.
Looking forward to it. Bye, fellas.
Bye.
Bye.
Now just hang up, boys.
Oh yeah.
You go leave.
Just go leave.
Leave the party.
I don't want to leave.
This podcast is proudly produced by our audio engineer, music extraordinaire, Eric Ladd.
We love you, Eric.